Welcome back to the DogSportsPlanet podcast, the place where passion for dogs and sports collide. From Mondioring, IGP to PSA, French Ring, NVBK, and competitive obedience, we dive deep into the world of working dogs and the people who live for it. I'm your host, Philippe, and today's episode is extra special for me. We're joined by a guest who's a true legend in the ring sports scene, a name you definitely know if you've been around the field. Joining us is Clercq, a name synonymous with top-tier performance, precision training, and championship titles. Joel is a two-time Mondioring world champion, and get this, with two different dogs. That alone is mind-blowing. But what makes Joel's story even more incredible is that he started in dog sports at the age of 6 years old in our homestead, Belgium, a country with a deep-rooted tradition in dog sports. Today, Joel is living in the US, where he's brought his expertise, passion, and legacy. I'm beyond excited to have him on to talk training, competition, mindset, and what it really takes to perform at the highest level. Joel, welcome to the DogSportPlanet. So glad to have you here.
Hello, thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, Joel, to rewind, as I said in the intro, you started in dog sports at the age of 6. How did it all start for you?
Yes, that start because it's a little bit my mom's fault because my mom was doing like dog sport before, and when I was a little kid, I was following her all the time, and all the time, I was like asking her, "I want a dog also," and I was maybe like 5 that time, and she said, "No, no, we wait." And one day, when I turned 6 years old, someone gave me a puppy. That person asked me like, "Can you take care of that puppy all day today?" And I said, "Yeah, why not?" I was really happy. 6 years old, with a little dog all day long, a puppy, and I stay with that dog all day, play with that dog, walk everywhere with that dog at the field and the parking lot and everything. And later on, in the end of the afternoon, my mom came and she said, "Hey, did you like that dog?" And I said, "Yeah, it's like nice, nice little female. Her name was Tara." And she said, "If you like it, that's your dog now." And everything started from that until today.
Amazing. So then with that dog, you started in obedience, agility, if I'm not mistaken. Yes?
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
All right. So what breed was this dog?
It was like a terrier.
Okay, nice, nice. I know somebody is going to be very happy to hear that. As you know, my girlfriend is very much into tervuren, so she has a big love for the tervuren. So, um, adding on to that, you start in obedience agility, but I think pretty early on you switch over to bite sports. When did that happen?
Um, I combined agility from 6 years old to I was 7 almost because my female was 9 months old until I was 10 years old. And when I was 10 years old, I was like looking about like ring sport, and slowly, I pushed my mom too for that thing. And my mom was doing more during that time. And she said, "Okay, let's go." And I was 11 years old when I started to put the suit on. And until today, I never stopped. It's like 30 years of like decoy stuff. And I start like Mondio and Belgian Ring and VBK. I like tasting everything together. Yeah.
How old were you when you started competing yourself in Mondioring?
With my first dog, if I'm not wrong, I think it was like I was maybe like 12, 13. Yeah. My dog was really young. I competed level 1, and yeah. Was in Italy. My first try was in Italy, yeah.
Wow, wow, internationally even young age and competing internationally,
Yeah,
crazy.
it was cool.
And then if you look back, like how did your training evolve over the years? Who were your biggest influences?
I mean, I learn with mistakes like everyone does. You fall, stand up, do again and again and again. And I learn like this way mostly by mistakes. And after that, I try to fix everything. And I was with some people, and I have like two guys like really helped me when I was younger about decoy stuff and training. The first one was Rocky Filippo and Eddie Gilson. That was like the two guys like really helped me, and I trained with them like when I was young. Yeah, and that was. They helped me like so much when I was younger. After that, I did by myself. I tried to do my little recipe of training, and yeah, yeah.
And What was for you personally your first breakthrough moment in Mondioring?
When I feel like, I think like when I start to put the suit in the trial, I did my cert when I was 15 years old, Mondioring and Belgian Ring almost the same time. And when I start to put the suit, I want to be like, I want to be good. And start to do some serious face attack, like really good face attack, stealing object guard, escort. I was running like so fast. And after that, people starting to be worried about me and say, "Oh, that kid, he move, It's like he don't let the dog bite him." And I was enjoying to like hold the dog in the front of me with the stick and the accessory and stealing object. Yeah, that was my motivation. I want to be like top one, do the best, yeah, without hurting any dog.
Yes, and
Yeah.
like for the people who don't know, you were saying you did your cert, which is decoy certification. So for the people who don't know, can you explain how does it look? How does it look? The certification process to become a decoy in Mondioring.
I mean, because I was 15 years old, first I need to ask my mom to sign a waiver or some paper, and also my doctor that time because I was not 18 and I was like under 18. And after that, I did like the cert and with the judges and the dogs and yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you. Um, I have a very specific question because when you start at 6, now you are 41,
41,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What keeps you passionate about dog sports until today?
I still love that because it's like I enjoy so much to train a little puppy and go from A to Z. Like I mean, like train that dog so well, try to do my best with that dog, and go until I mean, when you compete with your dog, like since puppy, like to like level 3, like World Cup, national, or that's like I mean, I love that, and I did it with so many dogs like this way. I have that dog like for like 8 weeks old, and compete with them like the best I can with them, and yeah, that is my like love. I mean, I love that thing. It's like yeah, almost like it's like a drug, drug addict about like dogs training. It's like yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to compare that with some kind of a disease because sometimes when I talk about monitoring with my family members or something, they look at me like,
You're
"Oh,
crazy?
you must be crazy, man." Well,
Yeah.
like you standing in the mud in the rain for
Yeah.
and getting bit by dogs. People don't understand this when they
No.
are not into the sport, obviously.
You need to be crazy to do that, to be honest.
Yes, it's a passion that is big as a forest fire. It's crazy. You must burn inside for this sport because otherwise you don't do it
Yeah.
for so many years. It's impossible, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
And for listeners that are new to our sport, Mondioring, could you give your opinion, your vision on what Mondioring is to you?
For me, Mondioring look like it's a kind of like Belgian ring and French ring, I would say, because with Mondio we have like the so many accessory like Belgian ring, like for the face attack with like bottle, like plastic chains, or like almost like a little wall for the jump, the obstacles to do like the bite work like for the face attack, and object we have water and everything, and for the French rings size, I would say like we have that decoy like can run fast, move like with some, I mean, esquive like on the escort on the object guard, pivot, like they don't give them arm and them legs, it's like moving around, and yeah, it's a mix for me, I feel.
Yes. Um, the biggest difference, in my opinion, between the Belgian ring and the Mondio ring is that in the Belgian ring, the decoy waits for the dog to come in, obviously, and then the bite is getting the points.
Yeah,
And we in the Mondio ring, we've actually the decoy tries to fight the dog off in some kind of way, right?
challenge them with the stick, the accessory, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Now, what type of dogs do you feel are best suited for Mondio ring?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Belgium and I love Malinois, and for me Malinois like I mean, it's not easy to find a good one, but like I mean, when you have some, you feel like, oh, okay, it's like I have something really good in my hands. And Malinois, yeah, when they're 15 months old, you can see like I mean, if something like really good.
Yeah, you see in Spain, there's a man who's doing Mondioring with the border collies in category 3 now.
I saw that.
And if my information suits me correctly, they're not the only ones. You see sometimes, obviously, less German Shepherds and Dutch Shepherds. And I think until a couple of years ago, sometimes you would see a Bosseron also appearing somewhere on the field.
Yeah.
I personally would like it more to see other varieties into the sport. It would make the sport a bit more mainstream. What do you think about that?
No, for sure it's good because I can give you some example of like a couple people train with me with border collie, and you have a lady. Uh, she have a dog like she used that level 2 twice in US, and I helped that lady so much to make her do like level 3 that dog. And that dog, honestly, for a border collie, is pretty tough. Like, I mean, I can do like strong face attack with him, and I mean, like training, And it's like, he's good. Honestly, you will see in the future that dog. I mean, I hope, but it will be. It's like he's good. Yeah,
Well, Mondioring, it combines obedience, agility. It's not really agility, but it's a form of agility, which is the jumps and protection.
yeah.
What do you feel is the hardest part to train?
I mean, it's depend your goal, your focus on. But like me, I like to have my. I don't like to lose points. Like I mean, I love to have like perfect hobby. I really love that. With my last dog Salto, I had that couple try like the one World Cup or so. I didn't lose 1 point on hobby, but obedience for me is like pretty hard because your dog need to be smart, and the judges like sometimes like try to mix two exercise from the little wood and the standard or standard little wood, and if your dog are no with enough experience, I mean like it's like hard, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that the jumps, obviously, the dog either has it or doesn't have it, the natural quality to do it. Obviously, then a bit of technique helps, goes a long way. But in obedience, man, nowadays the modern Mondioring, it's so creative, so precise. The demands are so high, and you start seeing people scoring higher and higher points, which you
Yeah,
would not see 15 or 20 years ago. I remember the dogs would be with the head low and like waiting for the obedience and the jumps to pass, and then they would flower open. They would open like a flower when the attacks begin, because the dog was not really enjoying the
yeah,
obedience. And nowadays you see dogs really flashy and
yeah,
with very beautiful accuracy in the obedience. And I think if you want to make it at a big event as a world championship, you have to have your obedience on point,
yeah.
because if you're 10 points down in the obedience, you're
Mm.
done. It's you
Most,
you most likely you have no chance anymore.
yeah. And so because mostly when you see like level 1 or level 2, if you lose your absence or send out, I mean, it's better you go home, because I mean, that's it, you're done. Yeah.
Yeah, so like in category 2, you lose your little wood, your small wood, bye bye. It's done. Forget about it.
See you next time.
Yes, it's next year, 365 days until next time. Whew, it's painful because you have invested so much work, so much money to travel to a world championship. You begin the obedience, and boom, your small wood is gone. You know, okay, I have no chance anymore. Or everybody has to have a bad day.
Yeah.
Now, you're known to be obviously a training decoy. You have a really, really, really good reputation as a decoy. On the other side, as a training decoy, but you have a really strong reputation as a trial decoy. I don't know how long it's been since the last time you've been decoying on a trial, but
Mm.
what do you think makes a great decoy?
For me, I love to watch that when I see like a good decoy can read the dog so well, because sometimes we can be lucky, like the dog jumped too far away from behind the obstacle, and you just push him with the stick and say, oh, okay. But now, if you make that happen, you read that dog so much. He's like running at you, and you read that well, and you just move your head or your shoulder. You can see that dog like sometimes like really believe on the thing, and I saw that really good decoy do that from far away, and and after that they don't move, and the last part, like, like the dog like lands or come closer, like Frenching, whatever, and they do a tiny move or a little, it's like a game, and when you see the guy like can do down the face attack on the object guard, I mean, like, I really love to see that, like, it's like you want to train your dog to be ready for that. That means you need to be a good decoy also at home, I mean, at your field, at your club. But yeah, a good decoy like can read the dog. That for me is the best.
It, the greatest decoys, they are masters at making a small movement to cause a reaction in the dog, so they know, like, okay, I got this dog in my pocket. It's
Yeah,
beautiful to see. Obviously, you don't see it every day, but I
no,
love to see a maestro at work. Some of them are. It's like watching art for me.
yeah,
It's
no, same. Yeah.
how do you train to become a top level decoy? How did for you in your mindset? Like, how did you do it for you? Was it more physical or mental?
I will say both. I mean, like you need like minimum physical, like for the free example, or like to do like a big weekend, like or like mostly like World Cup, like 3 days on a row. I mean, it's pretty hard. But for the dog be safe, physical for sure. If you don't run fast enough, yeah, it's like a big crash. Guy fall, dog be hurt. But like the mental too. I mean, you need to be like focused and strong and tough. Because I mean, like
Yes.
some dogs are no jokes, like they come on you like to put you down because everyone try to train the best way to prep their own dog. Like, yeah,
I think the mental part is because sometimes you get smashed by a dog and you have to stand up
yeah,
and get back because the next exercise is waiting for you and you have to be able to make that switch in your mind, right?
yeah.
Have have you ever had a moment in training or in competition as a decoy where a dog completely surprised you as a decoy?
As a decoy, um, I trained so many dogs. Yeah, I would say like a couple dogs like was crazy fast. Like was hard to read too. Like sometimes they run, they look your legs and the last part like like they like jump. Like you cannot really read that from far because sometimes I mean same thing like when you boxing you need to make some fake move to make something happen, and the dogs are the same. I mean, when you teach them, I mean, it's like no one target and jump and bite only the biceps or the chest. I mean, they can, yeah. I remember, I would will not to say names because I mean, yeah, I remember a couple dogs was like, yeah, like was like a very fast and strong, and yeah. Like sometimes
Uh,
that one run, you feel like, okay, now I need to have focus. I don't care if people talk around me. I can break my leg or that dog, or I mean, yeah. Like
Definitely.
give a dog's name like this for, I don't know. Yeah.
And as a yourself, one of your dogs, has there been a dog, one of your dogs that has completely like blown you off of your socks, surprised you in competition or in training?
Yes. um, for me, I was worried and a little bit stressed about that at the World Cup in Russia with Nelson, with Morgan Blanchard, like good decoy, like really good decoy. Like, but when I sent my dog on him at the World Cup, and like Nelson go full speed, and he was like almost like 40 kilogram, that dog, 85 pounds. I mean, maybe 36 kilogram, I don't remember. But when he grabbed him, like, I mean, from far away, I saw that, and they're like, really, like, it was bad, honestly. I was scared because I said, oh, I mean, the decoy was still on the ground for a couple of seconds. I said, oh, I hope it's okay. And that was going to be like scary, I would say. And after that, I saw he stand up, everything was fine. And yeah, that was like, everyone like from that face attack accessory, I would say, was fine after. And I have a little joke about that too. I mean, not about Morgan and my dog, but like about the judge. We know really well, everyone know really well Ricardo Salazar. And before I left, he said, hey, wait 2 sec. And I say, what? And he said, come. I said, okay, I come. Put my dog seat, go closer to him. He said, I have a little souvenir for you. And, I was like confused. I said, souvenir. And I said, okay, show me. And he go inside his pocket. He grab half of the beard of like Morgan Blanchard and say, look, that's for you. And I was like, somehow I was still like focused with my dog and for the World Cup, but like it was like funny after that we laughed so much about that, but like yeah, my dog like cut his beard. I mean, it was like yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
I remember that moment. It was like people stopped breathing when it happened. Like, oh, what
yeah,
was that?
scary. Yeah,
On one side, spectacular. On the other one, scary. Really,
yeah,
really, really scary.
yeah,
Obviously, then when everybody's okay, you
yeah,
can
yeah,
breathe again, and you're like, whoa, that was really, really crazy.
yeah.
Now,
No, for sure.
it's often that I think, because I'm a decoy myself, and when you're trialing your decoy in a trial, often you people they misunderstand the role of the decoy. What do you think that people misunderstand about decoys?
I mean, the thing like sometimes people forget is like a decoy or like a really good decoy or like for like World Cup or something like that. I would say that they are there to like challenge you, challenge you and your dog. That means like I mean like sometimes people forget like that guy is not there to let every dog to bite him. Like if you want to let the dog bite, do like Belgium Ring, give your arm, show your arm, let them bite you. And people like sometimes be like confused because they say, oh, that guy was so rude or so whatever. And for me, I feel like no, go home, prep your dog, train him, train her, whatever, female, male, the same thing. But like people like forget sometimes like the decoy are not like friends on the field. They're like there to do a job. It's same thing the judge, same way. Like, they're not to give you like the score with like a shovel. Say, here we go, 10 points, 20 points. No, because yeah, a good decoy is there like to steal points from the dog, and people forget that. And they be mad and talking bad, and yeah.
Yep. Now, I would like to freestyle off of this question now. What do you think about esquives? Like people are always saying, like esquive, pivot. You should not do a pivot. You should not do an esquive. You should not do this. You should not do that. What is your opinion on esquives and pivots?
I mean, if you train well, like really well, I would say behind the obstacle. If your dog like don't jump too far away behind the obstacle, land good, and have a good technique like this way when the decoy move. For me, like if the decoy stay in a little box like a square, I mean if the dog miss, that means I mean now if the decoy like do 3 step on the sides when the dog is in the air, that's not fair. Something like put myself behind a big wall. I say send your dog and he will never bite me. But like the esquive, pivot, whatever. I mean, mostly you need to train your dog the best you can about that. Show him the picture and train. Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. I think at least the pivot should be allowed to be
yeah,
done.
yeah.
Um, how do you mentally and physically prepare a dog for competition?
I do like different stuff. Like I make him. Mostly I make my dog run with me, like with a bicycle. I take my bicycle, they run closer to me, and treadmill, like a lot of treadmill at home. And I give them also like it's like a dumbbell, like a weight. It's like maybe like 1.5 kilogram, and it's like a plastic one. It's no metal. And I put like a tape around, like this way they don't hurt them teeth, whatever. And I make them run with that because this way when they run, they have like little pressure with the neck into it. And the neck be stronger with that also. That help. And mostly they need to breathe with the nose with that because when the dog bites, when he bite full, mostly they use their nose, to breathe. And for me, like that is like swimming. Also, I did a little bit too much with some dogs I have in the past. Like example, Nelson was like really wide, like physically, like his chest was so big. Also, the escort didn't help. But I mean, too much is not good also because you don't want to put too much weight with the muscle, because the muscle. I don't know if you take example 1 kilogram of muscle, it's almost the same if you take 1 kilogram of fat. I would say, like they be bigger and they need to be like really good to run, to jump. And we know like level 3 can be like 40, 45 minutes with like a summertime, like I don't know, like June, July, August. I mean, it can be like crazy warm, like almost like 38, 39 degrees sometimes. Yeah.
If every kilogram that a dog carries extra on his body, it's
Yeah.
it's a burden. Like you can train your dog, and we do it. We train our dogs to be muscled and be lean and fit and everything, but too much muscle, it's not good as well, because the more muscle mass the dog is carrying, the more oxygen he will need to provide to that muscle mass, which is actually, it's crazy if you think about it. It should not be like that, but that's the reality, right?
Ah, for sure. Yeah.
You said that swimming. This is, for example, what that was my favorite training with my dog that now has passed away. Obviously, swimming. I did that a lot. I would throw a floating ball far away, and he would go, come, bring it. I would down him, let recover, throw again, boom, a little bit to simulate the intensity that he would have in when he's trialing. So short burst, come back and sit. You said that you did it too much. Do you think that um, that's actually something that helped Nelson open up his chest or have this big frontal posture, the swimming?
I mean, the swimming part. You can see everyone like swim a lot. Their chest is like so wide, and shoulder too. And in Nelson, also my last dog Salto, they love to swim. Like they're crazy about that. Like almost like crazy, like with bite work. Like they, when they see the water, they say, "Okay, now it's my time." And yeah, that's too much. Is like with him. If I need to go back in the past, I will do that less for sure.
Yeah. You said that you use a dumbbell.
Yeah.
I use a sleeve. I would use a Belgian ring sleeve with the jute part on it, and I would give my dog the sleeve, hold full mouth, and then run next to the bike or run next to me and run with that. But I think the idea that you were explaining, this drill of using a dumbbell, which is by default a little bit heavier and causing this is really good for training supportive muscles in the neck, right?
Yeah. For me, it's really important because when you see like if your dog go fast and every entry, the impact is like mostly with the neck, the pivot you can see like they like all the time turn, and if the neck are not like strong enough, something than your legs. If when you are decoy, if your legs is not strong enough, you're all the time on your feet. That means for running, moving around, turning, whatever. Your muscle need to be like good enough, and yeah.
Yeah, the dogs, all this contact, this impact, etc. Any contact sport, you need muscle mass to catch a little bit of the impact, obviously. And we've had in the past an accident in a flea attack, and our female was after that was put in pension. She's not doing sport anymore since the. So we have to look after our dogs. Obviously, you love the sport, but you must
Yeah,
obviously love the dog as well, right?
yeah.
Now, what's the best competition moment that you have ever experienced yourself?
Mm, I mean, I have like couple one to be honest. Because I compete like Belgian Ring and VBK and Mondio. The one I really really like, and I was happy at that time. It was like the World Cup in Gorlys 2017 with Nelson when everyone saw for the first time the escort with Nelson. Like some people saw like in Belgium, maybe like on videos, whatever. But like that one when my dog did the search, he found the decoy, did the whole escort from A to Z, like from the blind until the end. He was hugging that leg so much, and that decoy was like dead. And he was pulling him, and that was also like I was proud because I worked so hard, so much on that. And yeah, that was nice because I finished that exercise with 40 points, my dog and I. And they lose 1 meter. And yeah, that was like, because it was brand new, I feel like I was the first one to really do that, like to train that and have that idea. Because some people copy for sure, like, dog into the leg, fall, walk, turn around, whatever. But like, there's someone's grabbing the leg, like from the first step from the blind until the last step on the escort. It was like a glue, like it was like stuck, you know. Yeah,
I remember seeing that. and I was like, "What the hell is this, man? This
Yeah,
is, I like this decoy is gonna sweat because I thought the dog is gonna come off or something, but the dog just stayed on. I believe also that you set the trend at that World Cup because it became the new norm almost. Now you see
yeah,
very often a dog that's holding on. Not
yeah,
all of them obviously holding on the whole transport, but
yeah.
I feel you set a trend there. But what do you feel about the people that now criticize people that train their dogs to transport like that? They say it's not natural and that it's impossible for a decoy to do something against a dog like that. What do you think about that?
I feel like everyone will all the time complain. Like I mean, they complain for like the dog by the chest or the dog by like really low on the face attack. I mean, if I need to go back with the escort, like, I mean, I put a suit with some dogs, like German Shepherd, who really like tall Malinois. They go between your legs and like left the decoy. And when you walk, you feel like he push you or the dog like push under or your butt, whatever, in the front too. And you don't really like walk like natural, I mean, like, if you people like say, oh, that's bad because the decoy cannot walk like normal way, I will say, okay, we do like NVBK, put the dog in the front, ask him to go back, don't not touch the decoy, don't touch the decoy, and do escape and let him bite. After that, I mean, because that example that escort I start to do, I did, I will say like a couple of years ago, I mean more than a couple of years ago, and I did that because I was sick of like the decoy go like 3 times over the obstacle for like 5 minutes, like, and when I get home I say, okay, with my older dog, that was like Tyson, my old dog, and I said, okay, now I'm done, I will do something like, you know but for sure, I heard like many people complain and say, "Ah, it's not normal. Like it's not natural. It's bad." And you need to use your brain and try to be the best and do something like to help your dog and yourself. And if I mean, yeah,
I think some of the modern day decoys have found little ways to create moments of confusion or like split seconds in because I know for a fact it's not easy. It's not
no,
easy. I did my decoy certification with Pasco, who is a son of Nelson,
yes,
and who is doing exactly the same kind of, and he's so freaking heavy.
yeah,
I did not take one single meter. It was impossible. So, but nowadays you see every now and then you see a decoy that has found a way to create split seconds in which then you
yeah.
manage to take 1 or 2 meters or 3 meters. But I can tell you it's not easy being a decoy.
Still, if I lose like 2 or 3 meters, I'll sign. you know,
Yes, yes,
because I mean, yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like sometimes we have like a total obstacle, like big tires, like tractor tires, from the farm, like the big one. The dog fall in the hole, and like it will make them try to turn around. I mean, yeah. I did a trial with Nelson. The guy was on top of the tire, and my dog was hugging his leg, and he left him. And I don't know the way he did. Maybe he let his body fall, and I saw my dog was in the air, like he didn't touch the ground, and he was still hugging him, like And I mean, yeah, physically it's hard, but I mean, yeah, we need like when you compete, you want to do good, you don't lose points. That means you need to find the best way, I would say, with the dog you have, also.
especially when you have the elite sports mindset, and because not everybody has the same mindset. Some people they play Mondioring because they like the barbecues and the drinking beer after
Yeah,
training together. It's nice. It's obviously it's nice moments, but and then you have another group of people that don't want to lose a single point. If they lose a point, they go back to the drawing board and like, okay, we're gonna fix this, and because that's how you become a champion. That makes the difference between a participant and a champion mindset, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I will not lie. I like to have fun with my friend, and when you compete good, like in Bilbao, I will never forget. We would like drink a lot because I mean we won the World Cup and the friends was there, and like that's cool. It's like after
Yes, of course.
yeah,
We separate the fun from the business. Fun comes
yes,
after business. Yes.
yeah.
Now, where do you see Mondioring evolving in the next 10 years?
I feel like it's like really good so far. We say like I mean like when I saw like from like 20 years ago and now it's like a many new countries, like I mean, for the World Cup. And yeah, no, that's also look in US. Just for show you something, we have our club Big Apple Mondioring, in New York, and I team a club from Oklahoma, and we host two trial. I mean, we host our trial at our place in November last year, and they host their own trial in December, and we help each other, and we got like 94 dogs. I mean, like for in US, in
That's
America,
crazy.
and that's you have many people like brand new for like a couple of years, 1 or 2 years, I would say, with young dog, and from our team, they will be good in the future. And when I see it in Europe, I still have many contact with many people, like, and I saw also like on the website of Marianne Momo, like HOK, that's it. And when I saw some trial like with like over 25 dogs level one, I mean, it's like good, I mean, from different countries like Italy or like France, and yeah, I mean,
That's
every
also something that I'm noticing is new blood. New blood means the
yeah,
sports seems to be growing because before it was always the same faces that you see in
yeah,
the competition, and now even at a world championship, and I'm arriving there to do, I'm like, oh, I never saw this person before, because monitoring is getting broader and broader, and it's, well, new blood is coming as well as new dog's blood, but also new handlers blood. It's amazing. I like to see it.
yeah, me
But
too.
do you think that some things should change for the better of monitoring? Like, for example, if you had the power to change rules in the monitoring to make the sport better for audience and in general, what would it be?
I will say the biggest thing I think I will change is like the search. Like I mean, I feel like for everyone, like for the decoys, for the public, for the handler, for the dog, it's like the blind. Like sometimes, like there's like a maze. Sometimes they need maybe a GPS, or like they need to crack like a lock, like do the code, and and for the dog is be like tired, he don't find, or maybe he find like really like barely. And the thing like that, I will say if I can change, I will ask. I mean, I would love to change that. Yeah,
Yep. I don't know if you have heard the episode I did last time with Celso Alves, the international judge who will be judging now the FMBB category 3 with Emma Svensson from Sweden. And we actually mentioned this as well. We both agreed on that if the dog doesn't find, or like he doesn't manage to get to the decoy in time, that you
yeah,
take away the points from discovery, but you
yeah.
still give him the opportunity to do the transport, because the transport is the spectacle of the
No,
search.
sure. Because the escort, when you look into it like more like I enjoy to watch a really good decoy, like try to like run fast, escape, take so many meters, and also I enjoy to see a dog like work really smart and really good, like to lose 0 points, like a bite right away, or like that for me is like I love to see that. And sometimes when I go to the World Cup or I watch video whatever, and you see like the dog don't find the decoy, you feel like it's boring, like sometimes you feel like what if the when you are finished to compete, or if you don't compete, you feel like okay, let's start the search. Let me take a drink. I go to the bar and take a coke or maybe like a beer, whatever, and you come back. You have enough time because 2 minutes something, and I feel it's sad for that because I enjoy so much the escort. I love that. I mean, it's like so beautiful to see that.
I think it's the most fun exercise to watch, and I believe that most decoys, it's the for them it's the most enjoyable exercise, because you see that decoys, when the dog doesn't find it, the decoy is not happy because he really wants to do the transport with this dog.
Yeah, it's sad sometimes for everyone. I mean, public, handler, decoy. The decoy too, you want like to do his escort, He's like, okay, now I've maybe a good obstacle, I can maybe try to do something, and off time, and boom, finish.
Yes. Now, what advice would you give to somebody who's looking to start in Mondioring?
That's a good question. Um, for my opinion, I will be like, I will say like people need to maybe like look about a mentor or a coach, a trainer that can show you some results. Because now I feel for like less maybe 5 to 10 years, we saw like so many. I mean, like trainer, like I mean, they just compete like a level one, handler, I would call that, and they compete at level one, or maybe like just passing score, like level one, two, and three, like just compete a little bit, and they do like seminar, and that is like when I see that, I say, oh, that's no good, because when you see like if you take a 100 person want to do like want to learn Mondio, ring sport, whatever, and for like 100 people you have maybe like 10% like really good with good qualities, and they lose their time, their money to go somewhere, and after a couple of years they do like nothing because they don't really know, and that coach, that trainer, mentor, whatever, like are not good enough, and we maybe lose that 10% of good people because they say, okay, 2 years later or 3 years later, I don't do good. The wife or the husband say, you know what, you lose too much time and money for that. It makes zero sense. Like, it's something, if I want to build a house, I want to see some people like that, some really good job, I want to say like, okay, and now it's easy too because Google, look the name, boom, see the results, and now we can see the results everywhere, sorry. And for me, like, yeah, if I was brand new tomorrow, and I mean brand new about DogSports, and I want to do Mondio, I will look people like that's something really good because it makes sense to go train with someone can like help you, teach you really well, than some without to be like rude. But I mean, for me, like the flashy video also we saw on Instagram and Facebook, like they're like dreamers, like, and that's without to be rude, but I mean like the result. I mean, look the result, what they did. I mean, they talk, and after that, when you see when they compete or what they did before, like the last month or last week or last year, and say, oh, that means that guy have zero on object guard, or that lady or whatever, and he said that guy will teach my dog, and they cannot do by themselves with their own dog, and they will make money with that, or they will like lie about something because they say, "Oh, I know dog training," and they're like an imposter, it's like a fake, For me, like
Yep.
if people want to be smart, they need to like look where they live and find someone like closer, or maybe like do a trip like for like a couple days, come back, quantity and qualities, I mean, like if you train with someone, it can give you so much, like a couple session, I would say like 5 session or 3 session is better that than do like a 100 session with like bad training. That's my personal opinion. But like, yeah, I hope I answer you like good.
I, at first, I want to address what you said the last. It's better to do 3 or 5 good trainings than 100 shitty trainings,
Yes,
right?
I'm agree.
And let's say we have to say things how they are, and that is not to be rude to anybody, but it's absolutely true. And I see what you see is that social media has taken over
Mm,
society. Let's say people live on social media. Basically, they don't live in the real world anymore, or very little. And marketing is, yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy nowadays. A grandmaster in his job doesn't get as many customers as somebody who is really good at marketing but is shit at the job. Sorry for using this language, but it's true.
yeah. I'm agree. Yeah,
I remember when I learned the first things in ring sport with a jute sleeve. You know how long I had to be a slave of the decoy of the club before I could get some bites in.
yeah,
Bring me cigarettes, bring me beer, bring me that. I had to show dedication to learn the tricks of the trade. I had to show like, okay, after 1 year, this guy is still bringing me cigarettes and beer and cleaning my suit and bringing me shoes. And then you could learn it. Obviously, nowadays, people, they don't want to do that. People don't want to go through hell to learn something. They want to have click, click, and have everything available on their phone or on their tablet or on their laptop. And that is obviously nowadays is a big problem, because often people start there and then either they stop, like you said, they after 2 years, no results, no nothing. People say, oh, this costs me too much money, too much time,
yeah,
problems with my wife, problems with my husband, because I'm never home, I'm always training, this and that. Or they come to you, they come to somebody else, and like, okay, now fix the problems that this guy
Yeah,
did on my dog. Please, can you save my dog because it's not good.
yeah, no, but it's sad because sometimes when you know, and the thing also like sometimes some people don't know, they don't know. You know what I mean? Like they believe on something and they say, yeah, I know the way, because it's like this way, and when you see them like compete and they are going to be like, I mean, you saw the score, like there are no passing score and whatever, and it's to be like, I mean, I don't want to be rude, but I mean, like it's a joke, I mean, like wake
Yeah.
up. I mean, if you're good, you're good, and help people. Be honest with them, because they will find excuses, like you said before, like, oh, the decoys may be mean, or whatever. No, you need to be like ready for that. And again, every country have like, I can Italy, I know some good trainer. I know some good trainer for Austria. I know some good trainer from Belgium, France, and be smart. And people from UK, a couple of friends of mine, like sometimes they fly to my place, they fly to France with some. I mean, sorry, they fly here in US, but they drive to France, and they spend a lot of money, and they go with the good trainer, good decoy, or people can like open your eyes and say, okay, don't lose your time to do like the wrong way. That is a better way for you. And yeah, I mean, sometimes it's weird. Like I mean, it's like a joke sometimes, without to be rude,
I liked what you said. You said sometimes people they don't know that they don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
And I remember somebody very dear to me using that also. He would, but he said it differently. It's somebody I respect a lot. He said, unconsciously incompetent.
Yeah,
They are incompetent, but they don't know that they are incompetent.
yeah, yeah. It's true.
Now, Joel, I don't obviously want to take away all of your free time, but I would like to ask you, are you in the mood to respond to questions from the audience?
Yeah.
Yes?
I
Okay,
mean,
then
depend which one.
I have handpicked all the questions. No, I have had a list of questions. If I would have accepted all of them, we would be here until tomorrow morning. So I have limited it to I think 12 or 15 questions, something like that, more or less. So I would like to start. I will not name the names of the people that asked the questions. It's irrelevant. But the first question is this one. How do you train your send away? It is the most beautiful and fast send away I have ever seen.
Wow. I mean, many people ask me about that, but I mean, um, I will be honest. I would prefer to keep my little secret. I mean, sorry to like for that person asked that. It's like
I
I
think
say thank you because I appreciate like they see that or they saw that or whatever, But I mean, yeah, it take me like years, Like I mean, and I learn a lot by my mistakes to have like a really good send out. I mean, so far so good, but yeah, like I don't want to give that. Yeah.
it's like a good chef from a restaurant. He will
Yes.
never give the recipe of his dishes, right?
Like Coca-Cola.
Exactly. I think only two people know the recipe. Two or three people know the recipe of Coca-Cola. So I understand that you don't want to share this with
I'm
the
sorry for
audience.
that.
And let us say, if you want to learn a send out like Joel Clercq,
Yeah.
take an airplane to the Big Apple Mondioring Club and learn. But okay, let's go ahead with the next question from the audience. Which one of your dogs was your favorite to train and compete with?
Mm. I have like, I mean, I compete with mini dogs. Yeah, I have just one. I mean, I'll never forget every dog I have in my life because every dog have like his qualities, his default, and like some dog have like a better relationship with them. My favorite, I mean, it's like a sad story because I have that dog puppy and I work him and I go to the level one, level two, level three with him, and I did like 5 or 6 level three with him, and I remember his last trial I compete with him, and it was sad because I mean I'm not like really I will say but it's to be like it's like hard. I come back from the trial and I did really good with him, and his name was Canu, and he had a torsion of his stomach, he was 4 years old, and I drove to my vet. They do like the surgery. He said, okay, everything is fine. I tied the stomach to the ribs, and it will be good. I said, okay. I say, but he said to me, he said, I will call you back when I'm done. I said, okay. And I wait and I wait. He called me. He called me back. He said, okay, everything is good. Now I just wait for you wake up. And after that, I feel like, it stressed me also like happy. And after that, his heart like stopped beating. And he died. Yeah, passed away.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
I
sad.
feel your pain.
I will
It's
never forget.
something
I will
you
never
don't
forget.
you
Yeah,
don't wish this to anybody. As you know, I've pretty recently have gone through the same situation. A dog that was at the top of his game in the peak of his career and dead. So I don't wish it to anybody. Thank you for sharing the story with us. Yeah. So the next question is a short. This is how it appeared on Instagram. When I asked people, you can ask a question to Joël, and this person wrote French line or Belgian line.
for myself, I like the both. I like the really strong money, like buy like so full, and I like also like for French line like the predation, like that you move like since puppy they are up, like, and Belgium line are too much like straight line, like a big a train, like it like goes so fast, so strong. But I mean, sometimes if they need to do like a strong turn, like a curve, they I like a mix. For me, like yeah. Also for the physical too, because the jumps. I mean, when you take some Belgium line, they are like so big, so heavy, and French line they are so tiny sometimes. But I mean, like I would say like it's maybe mostly like a dream dog, but like a mix of them. Yeah, I like that.
For me personally, I have my dream weight in my head, and it's between 28 and 30 kilos. That
Yeah,
is my ideal weight, and I have bad news for myself. My puppy, my Groenendaal puppy now is 11 months and he's already 31 kilos and a half. So I'm in trouble.
yeah.
Yeah,
Puppy
because
sad.
when they have to jump. Yeah, maybe if I cut the hair, he
Wait,
might be half a kilo less. Yes.
I'm, I'm teasing you.
Hey, do you have ambition to become a judge one day?
To be honest, never. No, I don't want because I mean to deal with people like they argue all the time, and I saw my mom like since she was a judge, and sometimes I said to her, I said, how do you deal with that? I mean, like they complain for like nothing. I mean, your dog was not ready, whatever, and I mean, you maybe saw that in your life too when you compete. Like some people, like for like 1 point, they say, "Oh my god," yeah. No, also to stay like all day long on your feet, like walking, and summertime, wintertime, rain, like the sun on you like all the time. I mean, no, I prefer to be with my friend watching the trial, looking from the fence and be with them than be on the field. Like, if you drink too much water, say, oh, I cannot leave the field for use the restroom. A stupid thing like this way.
I've one side of me wants to become a judge. I don't know. It's like I've already been participating as a writer, the
Yeah,
assistant that's writing the points and etc. And some part of me wants to be the guy that's the brain behind to be the creative
yeah.
person behind the ideas, how they have to work, make the scenario for the defense, etc. But I fear I will have to wait many years because it's becoming almost impossible to become a judge now. It's well, not impossible, but it's getting hard to become a judge. And I think one of the prerequisites is that you have white hairs. So I don't see any yet.
I have
Oh,
some.
if
Yeah.
you want, you can become a judge. So you have already one of the qualities to become a judge.
Yeah, no. I mean, like to be like a FCI judge, it's hard. I mean, like I remember when my mom studied, like she have like two books like this way, like you need to be like a vet also. Like in US, it's not the same. It's like I would say easier to be a judge here. But when you're a judge from US, you're not allowed to judge like as a World Cup because the USMRA judge are no FCI. They
Yes.
are like they can judge in US, but they will never be allowed to judge like in France or in Belgium or a World Cup. But like to be like a, if I was thinking to be a judge, I would do mostly like a FCI judge because I mean I would love
To
to do
be
like
able,
yeah to
yeah,
do like World Cup something like that. But like so far, I mean to be honest, I don't want like I was thinking about it. I will not to lie, but I mean after that, yeah, it's like I enjoy more training dogs, compete with them, be with my friends,
yeah,
and that's it. It's like it's not easy, but we need judge for sure. That's
yes,
maybe
yes.
you'll be the new one, the future.
Maybe, maybe in 30 years from now, if
Oh,
I make it, maybe I will become a judge in 30 years from now. I'm too young now. Now I want to compete, just like you. I just want to prepare a dog. I want to compete. I love stepping into the field. I'm like, okay, rock and roll time. But Joel, next question. This is a question that came in also on Instagram, and it's the following. You have influenced the training style of many people around the world, sometimes without getting credit for it. How do you feel about that?
I mean that's life, no? I mean sometimes you want to help or whatever, like I mean I help so many people. I mean since I do dog sport, like from every country, like I mean like and yeah, it's sad sometimes. I don't say like I need something from them, but I mean like sometimes they like the thing I learned with dogs is a little bit like sad. I mean, dog sport is sad because you do so many things for people. Sometimes they don't understand the thing you do for them. Like you fix everything, you help them or whatever, and sometimes they leave. They go like say, "Oh, the grass is more green that way. Let me check with that people." And yeah, or some people sometimes cross the line. That's be like rude, like to be like no honest or so. And I don't like that. So for me, like I don't like that thing. And when people like do that thing, I will say to them, I say, don't come back anymore. And after that, the bad thing you get with that when you, because I feel like you're allowed for yourself to say no to someone. But people don't like that when you say, hey, I don't want to help you anymore because you was rude with that one or from someone from my club or whatever. And they go with some another people and train with them and they start to be like rude talking about you like yes a bad guy or say bad lady whatever, and they will never say also that guy did that good for me, he helped me make me it's sometimes it's sad I will say like but it's life, it's part of their life, you learn from that.
I I would like to segue into the next question because I think it's probably related. And I did not. This is the order of the questions is random, but the next question is: what's your biggest regret in the sport of Mondioring?
Yeah, my biggest regret with sport is like if I knew yeah a bunch of people I would never help, I left from the bottom of my heart to help them. And when I see how they can be later, like I mean, it's sometimes it's like really bad, like I mean, because I mean, like people like have get some ego because they compete, and I mean, you help them so much, like from a young dog, and like a puppy, and they do level one, they do great, they do level two, they do great, they do level three, they do really well, like amazing, I would say. And after that, like I told you, like sometimes some people leave, some people like try, I mean, be rude, whatever, and the thing is funny sometimes too because you can see that person like leave from themselves because you don't want to help them anymore, and they connect with the people that there was no friend together, and then they make a beautiful team together. They talk about me, I would say, or someone else, and that's the thing like I don't like with the sport because there was no friend, now they're best friend, and when I saw that I laughed, to be honest. It's like it's funny, and yeah, they talk bad about you, but again, they will never say the good thing you did for them. It's only the bad guy. It's the bad guy. Look at him, he's the bad guy, and
It
that's funny to me.
seems to me, it seems that people. Um, I think it's probably not only in dog sports, but since we live in the dog sports world, it seems internationally like common because as you know I've lived in Portugal, I've done Mondioring in Portugal, I've done Mondioring in Norway, Mondioring in Belgium, and I see these patterns everywhere. So I think this is something typical to when you are competing against each other, and when you have something to contribute to somebody's repertoire or to his the skills of
yeah,
his dog, then you are a god, you are the
yeah,
greatest guy ever. And
yeah,
then when something happens, or when you're not happy, you don't get any like return. You don't need to get something specifically from a dog, but when you start
respect.
understanding, yes, you start understanding like, hey, this is just interest, nothing else. This is not friendship, this is pure interest. Then these people walk away from you, and then you are the bad guy, right? The
Yeah,
gaslighting is real. Yeah, I've been in a situation not 100% the same like that, but yeah, I've had some similar experiences when it comes to that. You're good as long as you contribute.
yeah. And I feel also like in life, you are allowed to say, ah, I don't want to do anymore because, I mean, I was not happy about something. And we talk, Now, I'm like the type of guy, if you train with me tomorrow and we train for years, and you start to be like, you do good with your dog, and you start to have some ego. And I say, hey, just like, be careful, I mean, like, we don't know everything, Every day you learn something new, and like nobody like can say, oh, I know everything, because I feel on my part I want to be better tomorrow. I learn every single day. Because I can say, oh, I did that thing. Yeah, I always sound like arrogant, but for me, I don't care about that thing. I don't want to be like this way. I want to be better and have new challenge, like, I mean, like me, when I moved to America, I mean, like, I came by myself. I mean, I didn't bring my decoy, my friend, or, like, I did everything by myself. And like you say, yeah, it's like sometimes everywhere is the same, like Belgium, France, in US, and mostly it's like the ego. I will be like rude now. It's the ego shit. The thing they know everything and they are like good. The thing like this. I mean, like they forget you was being pulling the little line and say up, 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 fix, do that way. And after that they'll be like so cocky. And also another thing is like when you have a team, like I feel like this way, you have a circle of like people train with you, and I say that to my own people, like I say that all the time. It's like us against the world. It's not you against me. No, it's us against the. When I say against the world, it's like World Cup, whatever. And I hate to. I don't want to see that. I say that to everyone all the time. I don't want to hear a joke too. I don't want to say like, oh, I will beat you this weekend. No, it's like together against. Like, when I say against, it's maybe not the best word, but like we go with a team to the trial. It's like, I mean,
Yep.
today you win, tomorrow I win, tomorrow you will win. I mean, that for me that is really important. It's for that it's my only concern about like I'm like sad sometimes about the behavior of people, like sometimes because they rather wait say, oh, he's the bad guy, like and after that I say, okay, if you do that with me, we do that with someone else. It's just about time. And life is about time. You will
You
see one
know,
day they will like stop with that one, and they will talk bad about that person too, because they will do the same way they did with you. And after that, you're on the side. Sometimes I want to eat popcorn and drink something and say, "Oh, you're also a victim. Oh, you're also the bad guy." And that's funny sometimes. Yeah, yeah,
I I remember in Portugal I had a nice team. We were only four people, five people, but of which four competing. And in a certain season, I was with one of my teammates together in category two, and we were competing against each other, but we were not competing against each other. We always said we are competing against the rules.
yeah.
That's
That's true.
my enemy, my not enemy, my adversary is the rules,
Yeah,
and not you. We are not playing against each other. We are playing together against the rules of the Mondioring, right? And we have actually in that team, I've never had that kind of behavior, and I like that as well. Like when you are part of the team,
yeah,
you wear it on your chest
yes,
everywhere you go. You
yeah,
take it with you.
yeah,
Loyalty over royalty.
yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
Well, what do you think about the evolution in the sport? Do you feel like the sport is increasing and decreasing? And also, do you think the level is going up, or has it been the same in your opinion?
For me, like it's better like now than like 20 years ago for sure. I mean, like how you say, like more countries, more like new team, like you say, like new people like you never saw before. You say, oh, I mean that guy, or you see a decoy like the super selection example. You say, I don't know where. I mean, you can see which country me. You don't know who is that guy, and when you see him, you say, oh, he's do good. And yeah, I mean, like yeah, I think like for the future it will be like so good, and I really hope, because I mean we need to grow more the sport. Like I mean, it need to be like better. Yeah,
I think to grow the sport, this is obviously my opinion. And as you know, I'm somebody, I respect everybody's opinion, but I also want that people respect my opinion. I think what Mondioring needs, and it needs to become more attractive for audience. It
yeah,
needs to be more attractive for broadcasting.
yeah,
It needs to be more, let's say, for live streaming, etc. It needs to look more attractive. And sometimes, a category three,
yeah,
it can be 40 minutes, my friend. It's hard to stay watching for people who don't know the sport and are not sick about the sport, obsessed by the sport. It can be hard to watch the thing. So um, that is something I think that the brains, everybody who is in monitoring, they should put their brains together and think about a formula to make
yeah,
monitoring more accessible,
yeah,
more attractive.
yeah. No, I'm agree too. Like in US, you have like that discipline like a PSA, and in East Coast where we have our club, have like a bunch of people from PSA switch to Mondio. And I mean, I show them the best I can, with my dog or with the team, and the thing we can do with dogs, like in the suit, like face attack, object guard or escort, whatever. And now I cannot to tell you how many dogs, how many handlers, but we have like a big group now from PSA switch to Mondial, and I'm proud of that. I don't say they need to stop PSA, but I mean, like, it's good. Like some people maybe we like more PSA, some people like more IGP, and Mondioring. I feel it's like a beautiful like program, discipline. It's like so nice. I mean, like when you see like national World Cup, like every countries. I mean, it's like yeah, it's cool. Compete as a World Cup. You
Yeah.
don't see the people like for like a whole year. You get back there as a World Cup, and like some friends come and different country. It's cool. Also, like when I was in Europe, I compete like so many different countries. And I love like Italy because the food is so good too. I have good friends there, like really good friends. And I mean, like yeah, it's good. Honestly, that discipline is so well. I mean, I love that one.
Do you also not like the atmosphere, like you just said? Also, when you qualify for the World Championship and you know you're going to meet those people, you only get to see once in a year or almost once in a year, and then it's like a family reunion at the World Championship.
Ah, for sure. Because I mean, I do that for many years, and all the time, like so happy, like to see like people from Spain, from Italy, like France, like I mean, like so every country, I would say, like I mean, it's like so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got asked to do the live streaming in now the last FCI World Championship in Greece. Man, I was so happy to be there. It's this
that's cool.
festival. It's
Yeah,
it's it's a feeling you cannot compare to anything else. And
yeah, no,
it's for me. I would prefer to have a world championship every month, because just to have that feeling, the
yeah,
festival, even
that's,
the sounding of the horn, the 50 to 60 people standing by the gate watching the. It's a beautiful feeling.
I love that too. To be honest. Yeah,
Now, Joel, I'm sure you are aware of the situation in Europe with the banning of bite sports that has occurred in Austria. I think Austria has now obviously has started some kind of procedure to fight the situation. How do you feel about the ban on dog sports?
it's sad. I mean, it's like scary too because I mean, I have like a bunch of friends like from Austria, and I mean, it's like it's sad. I just hope I can maybe fix that or help or do something like to yeah. It's scary to be honest. Yeah,
I think what's the scariest thing is when you look at the last 10 years. the amount of world titles that came out of Austria, and then out of all the countries,
Yeah.
that is the country where the ban is coming from. It's
Yeah.
obviously now, since that has happened, there's been some actions undertaken by some people who have taken initiative to try to fight this kind of banning. And the latest news is that UNESCO has recognized dog sport as a protected activity, like a world heritage. So
Hmm.
hopefully the ban can be lifted and turned around, and we can see our Austrian friends again at the world stage.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about world championships, I would like to end with this question: will we see you at a world championship anytime soon?
I will say this year no, because like this year we bought a house, my wife and I, Maddie and I, and we have so many new goals. Like I mean, about the future, and I mean, I would love to go to Italy to watch my decoy Jordan to be a decoy level 3 for sure. But I mean, we have like some new project coming really soon, and I think many people will see that in the future. But I mean, we are working so hard on that. And last year we did our wedding, you know, and there's so many things we just did in our life, and yeah, we just bought our house. We are so happy with our new house, you know, like my wife and I, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I wish I can go, but I mean, there's so many things to do here, and yeah, we see maybe, but I don't believe for this year. Maybe next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as a closure, what message would you like to share with our listeners about Mondioring or dog sports in general?
First, I will say thank you to listening to me with that podcast with you, and yeah, I will say like have fun with your dogs, train a lot, don't deal with drama. I mean, if you can, that's like me to be like to be like rude, I would say. But I mean, yeah, I mean, like enjoy your life with your dogs and your friend, and I love that. You know, I mean, for me, like I love ring sport, like Mondio, and I mean French ring too, and GP, and it's like nice. You know, like to see like people have like that motivation every day to like train, and I would say like yeah, go on that way. Put your focus on training, training, training. Have fun, and don't lose your time with like something don't means. I mean, means like nothing. Like you know, yeah.
Thank you for that. I first of all, I would say thank you to have taken the time. We've had some technical difficulties. We've had a little bit of a delay because both of us had a very busy
Yeah,
schedule. I
yeah.
had a moving house, new job for me also, etc. And you still have found the time to spend with me here on the podcast, and I cannot thank you enough for that. I will in the podcast, on the bottom of the podcast, I will add your social handles so people can see you on Instagram, on Facebook, so people
Thank
can
you.
follow you. Um, and again, thank you. Thanks to Maddie also for uh, sharing you with me for a little bit. Thank you for that. And I will now address, as I always do, with my outro. This wraps up the episode of the DogSportPlanet podcast. A huge thank you to Joel for joining us today and sharing his incredible journey, wisdom, and passion for the world of dog sports. It's not every day that you get to hear from somebody with such wealth of experience, both as a champion competitor and a world class decoy. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. We've got more amazing guests lined up from competitors to judges and trainers, all with unique stories and insights to share. You can follow us on at DogSportPlanet for updates, scores, videos, and more. And if you have any questions or guest suggestions, feel free to reach out. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, keep training, keep competing, and keep celebrating the amazing bond between you and your dog. This is Philippe, signing off from the Dogsport Planet podcast. See you next time.